I am the fire, and I say, let there be light. Let there be light. Let there be light. Wherever there is government and bureaucracy and military, let there be the illumination from whence the great journey of self-discovery begins. And the hardest part about life is recognizing the battle that goes on within us. And so, the greatest level of consciousness that I can share in this very moment is that the veterans, the chief, as they call him, the elder, the commander, are those who recognize that the illusion of separation, of lack, of fear, of having to use violence and force in order to suggest to the other side that we can have something completely different that recognizes the rights and the spirits of the individual being one with the collective. And so, this area is a stage, it is a mirror, it is a reflection of how we perceive ourselves from the standpoint of the creator within the co-creator. And so, this octagon is to honor the war veterans of America, around the world. And though I might be able to say something about this, the war veterans of esteemed honor are those who conquer the enemies within themselves without using force, without using hatred, without using evil. And I would like to say something. And that is that the American flag does not really represent at this time what is part of our lineage. And the lineage stems back to a line of immortal consciousness between mysticism and science. We found a united polarity that gave rise to the direct knowledge that allowed for the Father principle in us to be expressed by means of some boundary, some form, some nation. But we are a collection of the world. And I release into this war memorial through the lineage of those who oversee the developments on the inner plane. And I bring the attention into the great light that will awaken so many of us from the illusion of war being an external phenomenon that determines the lives of many people around the world. And so more can be said, but the release of the heart coils through the hearts of those who recognize that we can reignite this place inside of ourselves where there are these places that allow us some ground for the word to impulse into the collective atmosphere and ripple so that others recognize as above, so below, and so without. Much more can be said about these centers being a beacon for other people to realize the grand communication we have always had, many of us who are a part of the lineage that crosses constellations and yet grounds into declarations, for there to be a new wave of discernment, allowing people to recognize the veterans are those who choose the heart over the mind. But the heart can be subtle because it requires the mind to express itself through. And so, the mind of a nation might look like to come from a building vicinity by means of architecture, positions of authority, laws, regulations, policies, but in the end, it comes from a single point. And when we recognize that point, we can see ourselves in every part of life. Even though it will call us to stand and say, no more will we accept the lies, the poisons, the violence in our culture that is way beyond economic and political. It goes into the roots of our identity, which crosses hundreds of lifetimes with many overlapping stories. With this being said, the release is complete, and I honor the one who is a part of everyone. Thank you for shining this through all people, even if they don't see that we did this as one.